2021. We've basically reached the end. What else happened in 21? Well, those 20. Tokyo Summer Olympics are moved from 2020 because of, what else happened? I don't know. He said some team from Tampa Bay won the Stanley Cup. Oh, what happened in baseball? I'm glad you asked. January 26th. Nobody elected in the Hall of Fame. First time since that happened since 2013. April 9th. Joe Musgrove throws San Diego's first ever no-hitter. San Diego started in 69, 52 years and 8,205 games. San Diego won, by the way, 3-0. May 13th, Milwaukee's Corbin Burns sets a Major League Baseball record, throwing 58 consecutive strikeouts before allowing a walk. Yeah, that actually happened, so there you go. June 25th, Philadelphia's Aaron Nola throws 10 consecutive strikeouts in a game. He gave up a walk and a W to strike out 10 straight batters. July 13th, American League 5, National League 2, and the All-Star game in Colorado instead of Atlanta. Miguel Cabrera of Detroit hits career home run number 500 in Toronto, becoming the 28th player to do so. I believe that's the most recent one. November 19th, also during the season, on November 19th, Cleveland formally makes its official from July, dropping the Indians moniker and becoming the Guardians. December 1st, previous collective bargaining agreement expires. That starts a lockout that lasts just over 3 months. Don't worry, they figured it out. Delayed out this current season a week, but it happened. Tampa Bay, 100 wins and 62 losses, taking the American League East. Boston and New York each go 92 and 70, both taking the wild card. Toronto goes 91 and 71, and Baltimore goes 52 and 110. God awful season. They weren't the only one either. Chicago takes American League Central at 93 and 69. Cleveland goes 80 and 82. Detroit goes 77 and 85. Kansas City goes 74 and 88. It's almost 8 o'clock. Minnesota goes 73 and 89. Houston goes 95 and 67, taking the West. Seattle goes 90 and 72. Oakland goes 86 and 76. Los Angeles Angels goes 77 and 85. And Texas goes 60 and 102. Yeah, that was also a wretched season for Texas. They're saying, don't remind us. Atlanta takes the National League East, 88 and 73. Philadelphia goes 82 and 80. 77 and 85 go the New York Mets. Miami goes 67 and 95. And Washington goes 65 and 97. Milwaukee goes 95 and 67, takes the NL Central. St. Louis goes 90 and 72, takes the wild card, one of the wild cards. Cincinnati goes 73 and 83 and 79. Chicago goes 71 and 91, and Pittsburgh goes 61 and 101. Yeah, don't remind them about wretched seasons. Yeah. San Francisco takes the National League West at 107 wins and 55 losses. Dodgers go 106 and 56. Clearly got the wild card. So yeah, they were damn good. It is a shame with the current playoff setup. They couldn't meet in the league championship series. Yeah, Dodgers had to go through a one-game playoff, and if they won that, they had to play San Francisco in a division series. Rest of the division goes San Diego 79 and 83, Colorado 74 and 87, and Arizona 52 and 110. Yeah, unhappy fans cheering for a team that stunk. Yuli Gurriel of Houston, a .319 batting average, led the American League. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. of Toronto, and Salvador Perez of Kansas City had 48 home runs each, tied for the Major League lead. Perez also had 121 RBIs, which led them majors. Garrett Cole of the Yankees had 16 wins, that led the American League. Robbie Ray of Toronto had a 2.884 ERA, which led the American League, and had 248 strikeouts, which led the majors by one. Trey Turner, who split his season between the Dodgers and the Nationals, 328 average, led the majors. He stayed in the National League, by the way. Fernando Tatis Jr. Fernando Tatis Jr. of San Diego, 42 home runs, led the National League. Adam Duvall, who split his time between Atlanta and Miami, yes, he also stayed in the National League. 113 RBIs, that led the National League. Julio Urias of the Dodgers had 20 wins, led the majors. Corbin Burns of Milwaukee, who had that 58 consecutive strikeouts, 2.43 ERA, led the majors. And Zach Wheeler of Philadelphia, 247 strikeouts, that led the National League. We have now reached the postseason. In the wildcard games, Boston was at home and won 6-2. And the Dodgers won at home 3-1 over San Diego. St. Louis, not San Diego. Come on. Dodgers beat St. Louis 3-1. Boston beat the Yankees 6-2. So, League Division Series, we start in the American League. Boston versus Tampa. Games 1 and 2 are in Tampa. Tampa Bay won Game 1, 5-0. Boston won 14-6 in Game 2. Games 3 and 4 were in Boston. Boston won Game 3, 6-4 and 13. And won Game 4, 6-5 in Game 4. They're in the American League Championship Series. So who are they going to play? Let's find out. Chicago versus Houston. Game 1 in Houston. And Houston won 6-1. And Houston won Game 2 at home, 9-7. Game 3 in Chicago, and Chicago won at home, 12-6. And Houston won Game 4 in Chicago, 10-1. So we got Boston versus Houston. The Dodgers versus San Francisco. See, we're getting one team that won 100 games will be out. Actually, the Tampa also had 100 wins and they're out. So there's 3 teams that made the postseason with 100 plus wins. One's already out. Another one's going to be out irregardless. Let's find out. Game 1 in San Francisco. Giants win 4-0. Game 2 in San Francisco. Dodgers 9-2. Game 3 in LA. San Francisco wins 1-0. Game 4 in LA. LA wins 7-2. And Game 5 in San Francisco, LA wins 2-1. So they're going to the National League Championship Series. And San Francisco is the second team that gets eliminated with 100 plus wins. So there wasn't much choice in this one. 2 100 plus teams meeting each other. One of them's going to be gone. Anyways, Atlanta versus Milwaukee. The current Milwaukee inhabitants versus the former Milwaukee inhabitants. Let's find out who wins. Game 1 in Milwaukee, Brewers win 2-1. Game 2 in Milwaukee and Atlanta wins 3-0. And Atlanta wins Game 3 at home also by score of 3-0. And they win Game 4 at home 5-4. So the former Milwaukee inhabitants are in the National League Championship Series versus the Dodgers. Now let's find out who goes to the World Series. Game 1 in Houston. Houston wins 5-4. Game 2 in Houston. Boston wins 9-5. Game 3 in Boston. Boston wins 12-3. Game 4 in Boston. Houston wins 9-2. Game 5 in Boston. Houston wins 9-1. Game 6 in Houston. Houston wins 5-0. Houston's going to the World Series again. Much like the Yankees about a decade earlier. Anyways, Dodgers versus Atlanta. Game 1 in Atlanta. Atlanta wins 3-2. And Atlanta wins Game 2 at home 5-4. Dodgers win Game 3 at home 6-5. Atlanta wins Game 4 in LA 9-2. Dodgers win Game 5 at home at 11-2. And Atlanta wins Game 6 at home 4-2. So we got Houston versus Atlanta. There goes the last 100 game winner. We got a team that won 88 games, Atlanta, versus a team that won 95 games, Houston. And let's find out who won. Game 1 in Houston, Atlanta wins 6-2. Game 2 in Houston, Houston wins 7-2. Game 3 in Atlanta, Atlanta wins 2-0. Game 4 in Atlanta, Atlanta wins 3-2. Game 5 in Atlanta, Houston wins 9-5. And Game 6 in Houston, Atlanta wins 7-0, winning their 4th overall championship. One in Boston in 1914, one in Milwaukee in 1957, and the second one in Atlanta, one in 95. And this time, so 4 overall championships and 2 in Atlanta. So we're pretty well caught up with all the full seasons. Eventually, I will get to 2022 so far. I haven't decided when I'm going to do that yet. And that will be the final season until the end of the season, which will be updated at the end of October at some point. Anyways, until then, stay tuned.